How to make a fully functional quiz with output of the results of passing using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let's create index.html, styles.css and script.js files. Now let's move on to creating the structure in the HTML file. Set the title of the web page, link to an external CSS file. Create a container for the quiz with the class quizContainer and an ID quiz. Within this container, add a header for the quiz. Display the question text using an h2 element. Create an unordered list for the answer options. For each answer option, create a list item containing an input element of type radio and a label element for displaying the answer text. Thus, we will create 4 possible answers. Add a submit button with the ID submit. Link an external JavaScript file to add interactivity to the quiz. Now let's move on to implementing styles. First, style the body of the web page. Set the font family. Apply a light gray background color. Use flexbox to center the content both horizontally and vertically. Ensure the body takes up the full viewport height. Remove any default margins. Next, style the container that holds the quiz. Set a white background color. Add the padding inside the container. Apply rounded corners. Add a subtle box shadow for a slight elevation effect. Set a fixed width for the container. Style the header within the quiz container. Add margin below the header to create space between the question and the answers. Style the unordered list that holds the answer options. Remove the default list styling. Style each list item that contains an answer option. Style the submit button. Set a blue background color. Set the text color to white. Remove the default border. Add padding inside the button. Apply rounded corners. Change the cursor to a pointer when hovering over the button. Add a hover effect to the button. Change the background color to darker blue when the button is hovered over. Hide the default radio buttons and style the custom labels. Style the labels to act as the custom radio buttons. Position the element relatively. Change the cursor to a pointer and hover. Display the element as an inline block. Apply a dark gray color to the text. Create a smooth transition effect. Then create the custom radio button indicator. Set the content to an empty string. Position the element absolutely. Create a 2-pixel solid body in blue. Make the corners fully rounded. Set the background color to white. Enable a smooth transition for background color and body color changes. Style the selected radio button. Change the background and body color when the radio button is checked. Add a hover effect to the custom radio button. Change the body color to a darker blue when the label is hovered over. Now let's move on to implementing the logic in the JavaScript file. First, create an array to hold the question data. Each object in the array represents a question with its options and the correct answer. Next, select the HTML elements that will be used to display the quiz questions and options. Select the quiz container. After that, select the question element. Then select the answer text elements. After that, select the Submit button. Initialize variables to keep track of the current question and the user score. Call the load quiz function to load the first question. Create the load quiz function to update the quiz display with the current question and options. Deselect any previously selected answers. Get the current question data. Update the question and answer options. Create the deselect answers function to deselect all radio buttons. Select all radio buttons with the class answer. Deselect each radio button. Create the getSelected function to get the ID of the selected answer. Select all radio buttons with the class answer. Check each radio button to see if it's selected. Return the ID of the selected answer. Add an event listener to the Submit button to handle the quiz submission. Get the selected answer. Check if an answer is selected. Check if the selected answer is correct. Move to the next question. Check if there are more questions to load. If all questions are answered, display the final score and the reload button. As a result, we created a fully functional quiz with the output of the results of the passage using HTML, CSS and JavaScript.